So we had the newest installment to the Fear Street franchise on Netflix, Fear Street Prom Queen. It hit the streaming service over the weekend, so I gotta talk about it. So when it comes to this movie, Fear Street Prom Queen, this one I was actually more anticipated for. This was actually one of my more anticipated movies of the summer. Just going off of the whole Fear Street trilogy, I really like that trilogy, what they did with that trilogy that came out a couple years ago on Netflix. It was a really good trilogy. So I was really kind of curious and kind of looking forward to this movie since it's set within the whole Fear Street franchise. So I went into this movie kind of curious and really not knowing exactly what was going to happen or how it was going to play out. I just knew that it was going to be like some type of slasher movie. But by the end of watching it, I gotta say overall that I was really underwhelmed with this movie. I really wanted to like this movie. I really want this movie to be good, but sadly, this movie was kind of a disappointment. I was really underwhelmed with the whole movie. Now, this movie is actually set in the 80s, and it's set in the same town as the whole Fear Street trilogy. So it was definitely curious, having the name brand of the, the Fear Street name attached to this. It was very interesting to see how they would, if they would connect it, if they'll have references. It wasn't really connected in any way. It wasn't really having too many references to the original trilogy. But with this movie, it was set during the 80s, and it has the 80s aesthetic. Like, you get some music, some songs here and there, 80s references, the fashion style choices, kind of if it's the 80s. But you don't really feel engulfed within the 80s with this movie. It really feels more like a surface level 80s type of movie. And this movie just, honestly and overall, it just feels like a generic slasher, when it comes to like the killers, like their motivation, the whole reveal of them was just super underwhelming. Like, you find out their motivation behind what they're doing and you're like, really? That's what your motivation is? Okay then. And when it comes to some of the characters, which are typical cookie cutter characters that you get in other movies, that with these characters, as the time goes on within this movie, you don't really get invested with these characters. You don't really get to care about these characters. To be honest, I don't think I'll actually go back to rewatch this movie. It just really wasn't for me. It wasn't. It was just a disappointment, underwhelming, really. I know you shouldn't really compare it to the previous trilogy that we had, but that was such a good trilogy. And with this one being branded as a part of that franchise, of the Fear Street franchise, with its having its name there, you can't help but compare it to the original trilogy. So it really has that burden of comparing it and having the burden of being Fear Street. But this movie just was underwhelming and it kind of was a disappointment.